I'm Jason Sterling. This is the Sims 4 build. We're building in the Sims 4 today here for the for rent pack. How many times can we say for in a sentence? Apparently quite a few. Let me check and make sure we are running. Yeah, everything seems good on the streaming in. So I will try to watch chat. Sometimes I catch it, sometimes I don't. Today we're going to work on some streetmosphere for this particular building. Now, the idea here is that this is sort of a 1950s, 1960s tourist hotel that has been purchased by somebody. Actually, I was thinking inherited by somebody, right? Someone inherited it and they want to turn it into condominiums, small condos, downtown Bangkok. And under here, we would have had like some parking, maybe for rental cars or something back in the 50s. And they're going to use it for a night market, right? We're going to put some stalls in there. And that's what we're going to look at today. Now, I was trying to keep this build base game only, right? That was my plan, was to do base game only. And I don't think we're going to be able to do it and really execute this in a way that I'm kind of seeing, which basically is going to be kind of like this over here that I built earlier. We just don't have enough pieces in base game to make this look kind of roughed up and like the street, like in an urban center. So we are going to try, as of now, using base game and city living. Let me clear my throat there a little bit. Base game and city living. And I think we might be able to get pretty far on that. We're going to look through our debug items here. That's a lot of what I want to see with city living. In particular, there's a telephone pole or two I'm looking for, and it's actually fencing, but it works pretty well as to look like telephone lines, running from these poles. So we're going to take a look at that and see what do we have here to use. Aha. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about for the lines, is this here. It is actually fencing, but it does work pretty good, like, telephone lines running from pole to pole. We're going to grab several of those, in fact. That way I don't have to look them up again. So we'll put these here. There's another thing I'd really like to find. I don't really need to find it. I'd really like to use. It's in Horse Ranch. It's also in the debug menu. It also kind of works with the telephone poles as lines, like they're coming down to a building. That said, I don't know. I mean, maybe. It's one of those things, I hate to use that pack for that one thing, because people will only search usually the packs they actually own, right? So if they don't own it, the chances of them seeing the build is pretty low. I am going to go ahead and use these power poles, these power line poles that have the light fixtures attached to them. Let's see here. Now, I do like this one. I think I might put it around back here with the transformer on it. I don't really want it to intersect our building too much, so we could do like that. It's a little wonky, I bet, though. Yeah. We could do it like this. I don't know. It might be too tight back here on the back of the building. Yeah, I think it's going to be too tight back there. So let's not use it on the back of the building. I want to keep it. We could maybe use it down here. I like the fact it's got the transformer built into it. That's going to come in kind of handy, especially if I am going to try to limit myself to just using these pieces here from City Living. And then we can pull in a few more things. Like I think I'm going to put this here in the middle of the night market. How tall is it? Is it too tall? I think it's okay. I think it'll work height-wise. Let's get 2 of them in here. I don't know that it gives off a whole lot of light, but I want to have just some sort of like center point there, a centerpiece. Like that. This, let's use one of these. We'll grab one of those. This. In fact, I think we'll get a couple of these signs. There should be some billboards in here. Let's grab a bunch of posters. I don't know exactly. Let me grab that. This. I don't know exactly where I'm going to want to use all these posters, but a few of them we're going to put here. Some kind of moody looking stuff to cover the walls with. There should be some graffiti through here somewhere. We'll grab that electrical box. In fact, we might get 2 of those. Grab 2 of those electrical boxes. I definitely want this here. Here's one of the billboards. Let's grab a couple of billboards. We can shrink them, down, size them up. We can use that back here somewhere. And we need a bunch of these particular signs as well. These are really great. We can put them here and on this side, and we'll change the graphics on them so they'll have different views on them. This we'll use. This we're also going to use. I think I'm going to use this as the hotel sign down here. That's what I did with the other street scene. Let's put it on. Whoops. Come on, like that. But we could also maybe put large signage. Like I'm going to do some billboards here on the side of the building. We can use this for our night market somewhere in here. Maybe this one for the night market. And we're going to use a lot of neon, a lot of this sort of neon look lighting. Throw in some pipes back here. I don't think that this really comes in a more roughed up version. No, it doesn't. So we won't try to change that. We'll grab these pipes. We've got a lot of letters by the pile. Those are always kind of cool. I think let's grab some of that and we'll throw it here on the, concierge desk. These particular lights could also work really well for our night market. I don't really want to get too crazy with that idea, but let's use a little bit of it. Whoops. Put that there. Now, there's one thing I do want to use, and once again, it's something that I'm going to have to pull, I think, from another pack. And I kind of regret having to do that, but I might do it anyway, so we'll see. We've got plenty of food stalls here. We could definitely use those as part of our night market, or maybe build something. Depending on how many packs I ultimately decide to use, we We could build something using the new home kitchen, home chef hustle thing. We could also grab the yard sale table from City Living. Let's see here. Like this thing, let's throw that in there. We have the do-it-yourself city mural wall. That is very cool. I might take this one here and throw it in the street. Let's just see if the Sims end up using it. And we will take this one here and maybe put it back here on the back of the building. And again, I'm just going to see if anybody actually ends up using it. I don't know if they will or not, you know, and especially since the building's raised up a little bit, I'm worried that they won't use this one because they won't really be able to reach it since it's one or two steps up. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. I can always take it down. It doesn't seem like it's working. We have a lot of stuff with this pack. I would like to put in some crates if I come across them. There's also stuff coming, of course, with the new for rent pack, which is what we're ultimately building for here. Getting some advanced building out of the way for the new full for rent pack. Now, what I would really like to use, let's see what pack it came in. And again, this is for these telephone poles, is the light rope pole and sculptures. So that is from everyone's favorite pack. I think that must be from the, what is that? The toddler stuff pack? Was that it? Is that right? Let me see. Yeah, so it was the toddler stuff pack. I'm going to go ahead and use it. I mean, the thing is, if people don't have it and they can't use it, that's kind of okay because it's not essential. It's just going to be a decorative piece. I'm going to grab several of these here. Let's grab like 6 of them to begin with. Oops. Take that off there. Now, let's take a look at our telephone poles. So we're going to have sort of something like this. I think maybe I made them a little smaller before over there. I think so. Shrunk them down a little bit. Let me go over there and take a look at that street scene. How close can I get to that to take a look at it? I don't know. Well, they're about 3 stories tall over there. 3 floors. But they still look smaller. You know what? I bet I used tool mod so that I didn't make them half the size. I don't know. Let's try them. Let's try. Okay, let me make it bigger again. Let's make it. There we go. That's full size. That's full size. And if we do a full size, we're going to have lines running across here. And if we do it half size, we have lines like that. Let me grab these. What I'm using is some telephone lines here. Let's grab those and run them from each side, from each pole, and see kind of what we end up with as far as the look goes. Because if we do them like that, we put in our, kind of telephone pole there, then that will bring these lines up. I would need to shorten this one as well. Okay, so if we do like that, right? And we line that up with it. So if we do kind of a half-size pole, then the lines are kind of like right about there. And to me, that feels a little bit more normal with the pictures I have seen, I've been looking for, researching for with Bangkok, right? With urban Bangkok. The lines aren't way up in the air. We're not talking 3 or 4 stories up in the air. They look like they brought out a ladder and strung them down the street, but just a regular sized ladder. They're not that far off the road. So to me, that does kind of fit. And then what we're going to do with these particular things here, I'm going to need the tool mod for this, but did I double them in size? I think so. I really can't remember how I used them, but we're going to try here. I'm going to make them dark. And then I brought them up here. Let's see. Let me put that there for a moment. We may have to do this differently. Let's move that over there. Do this one like that. Now, unfortunately, of course, these telephone poles are not exactly straight with the world, so we've kind of got to move them around just a little bit, which is not too big of a deal, as I recall from before. Now, I will say this, though. When I was doing the other street scene, I got kind of sick of doing this. I really did. I got kind of like fed up with messing with these lines. Let me move. Let's elevate. Well, let me go back into build mode here. Let's take this up. And as we can see, that does kind of intersect right about there, right? So we want it kind of in that area. And then we'll use the tool mod here. We're going to elevate it up by 1. And then we're going to rotate it. Change the axis a little bit there. I think that'll work. Let's give this a shot and see what we get if we rotate it 90 degrees. We might need to adjust it. Oh, that works okay. I really would rather... Let's undo that. I'm going to try rotating it at negative 90 degrees and see if that gives us what we want. Hopefully I think it turns it in the opposite direction then, right? Yeah. So we've got that, and then we can raise it up, elevate it up probably about 3. Well, more than 3 it's going to take. Okay, so maybe another 2. That's close. I mean, we could really leave it there, you know, with the way it's intersecting. That does seem fine. So I say we leave it there. And then the only bad thing is we really should, I guess we could, really should move this down. Or maybe move this down. Let's move this down. We'll move this particular piece towards the x-axis, 2 spaces. And we're not going to move it on the y-axis at all. I hope it doesn't drop to the ground. It did drop to the ground. I was afraid it would do that. That does happen sometimes with ToolMod. So we'll need to raise it back up. Let's see here. And you can see this, you know, I do like the effect because I do think these telephone poles are really needed for it to look correct. But, oh my Lord, it got a little tedious dealing with this. This is for sure. So I raise it up by 6. Let's raise it up another 3. See where that lands us. Oh, that's not too bad. Now that's a little bit different than where I intended it to be, but falling between those 2 caps there is fine. And then our next post will bring out here and attach to this and run it on down the street. Let's go back here into build mode. I may have to change. I may have to go through MC Command Center and change from nighttime to daytime. Let's move these along where they're going to be needed. Roughly. And I might actually end up needing more telephone poles. Did I only get 3? I guess I only got 3. I'm probably going to need more telephone poles. We can kind of measure out a little bit with these lines here, which will run from pole to pole. So I'm going to need at least 1 more telephone pole essentially out here. 1 right here, and then we can just let the lines kind of go off the map, you know, off the lot. Grab a couple of our billboards here. We might need more of these. There's a lot of billboards. Whoops. There's a lot of billboards in Bangkok out on the street. Do. Kind of hook it on there like that. Let's raise that up. Okay, now let's come down here to this marker real quick and see kind of what we have to deal with. We have these food stalls from City Living, right? We have these food stalls from City Living and these sort of ingredient stalls. So we're going to put, ideally I would like to have some on the sides and maybe something right in the middle. So right in the middle, it's going to be right about, let's see, here I think. Yeah, so that's right in the middle. This is dead set in the middle. So my thought is maybe to put tables here in the middle for eating with, you know, some food stalls there towards the back. Put something here. Let's grab. Do. let's see if we can find that particular style. There it is. So put that there. Put that there. Let's change the outside appearance of this a little bit. We'll grab two. Well, do we need two of those? I don't know. Maybe. My thought is to kind of frame out this center part. Like so. I don't know exactly what kind of color I want to use here. Let's just choose one, I guess, and maybe like that black or the blue maybe. Let's go with blue. Blue looks pretty. That blue. Okay, that looks pretty good. We could go ahead and put in, let's see. Put in one over here. And like so. And then like that. So then we've got kind of a nice little eating area over here kind of marked off. And we could put our food vendors maybe here. Is that the back or is that this is the front. So we'll put the front like this. Put our food vendor here and maybe go and put another one over here. Like so. I think that'll work. It's kind of floating at the moment, but maybe we can get it dropped down here. Maybe not. There we go. I kind of would like for this to be back a little bit further. Let's do it like that. Does it look okay? I think it looks probably okay. We're going to call it okay. And then let's go ahead and grab some sort of seating to put out here. Let's move this a little bit more like that. And put this back here. Maybe like here, maybe. Another reason why I might need to grab another pack is because I'd kind of like to put some kind of grimy sort of stuff on this, you know, on these pieces. And I'm not sure. I didn't see any in City Living that was really all that grimy, right? I'd also like to put maybe some crack pieces here in this old parking lot. I might just break down and say, you know, let's do it every pack because it just makes it easier on me. It does make it easier on me. And then, of course, you know, I just have access to all the different things that I want to see in this. Let's see here. We have those great new plastic chairs coming for rent. So I might put those sort of chairs here. I might put something here as a placeholder just right off the bat so I can kind of test routing, stuff like that. Like I pulled some of these chairs. You know, they have kind of a urban plaza type of look, right? Could maybe put something here like that, like that. Do. I do want to do some sort of stalls back here. My thought is we've kind of gone through what City Living has. So we can either create our own, kind of like I'm going to do here with this. This is going to be a create your own type of place. Or, again, if I decide to use other packs, then we have a lot more options. Not sure about that, maybe. Maybe we'll leave it there, maybe not. Now, of course, with all of this night market stuff, you'll have to pay. You know, you have to like select, hire a vendor, $100 to kind of get people to show up. But it's not too bad. I usually just cheat my sim whatever money they need, you know, to pay for that, and then hire the people I need to kind of complete the look, kind of the atmosphere I'm going for. There. Let's take a look and see what we have for crates in these two packs. Okay, so we've got stuff like this. One of these, this was like a fruit and vegetable type place, so we're going to put some of this over here. Kind of give that impression of deliveries. A few of these empty crates here. And let's see here. I do feel like there's probably more crates than this around. I might have to take a look. Maybe look under box, like what's under boxes. Put that there. One thing I want to do is make this a little bit smaller so I can bring it in. It's kind of competing with that kind of setup over there a little bit too much as far as I'm concerned. We'll move that in there. There we go. So not too bad. That's coming along. Let's see here. What other stuff can we junk up? What other stuff can we get to kind of junk this area up? I'm going to go ahead and grab another one of these signs here. Let's put maybe like grapes on it or something, you know? Yeah, like that. Kind of indicates sort of maybe some food. I'm going to grab a couple of signs like this, put over here near this kind of, you know, cheaper stall. And I got to be careful. I don't think, yeah, we're not on, my filter came off there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in place, make sure I'm not going to get too crazy with it. We do have some neon. We're going to put a little neon up in this place, especially over here by the food area. Probably throw like a water hose or two in here. There we go. Here in a second, we are going to turn off the lights on this place, kind of start taking a look at it at night. What are we dealing with? What do we have to work with? I might go ahead. Let's grab a few things to put back here. Let's put that here. You know, some stuff that kind of looks like where people are putting prices and stuff like that. Another couple of signs, kind of in this fashion. Oh, that might make a good hotel sign, actually, for the front of this place. Let's see here. Or actually for down here on the end of the building. Let's see. I could move one of these billboards to that back wall as well. A really large one out there. I think that's a little bit too big. What I want is maybe, how big is this to begin with? Like that. And that's double size. I'm going to use the tool mod to make it just about 1.5 of its scale instead of 2 times its scale. There we go. Let's do something like that. Can't seem to get a hold of it. That's weird. Oh, for goodness sakes, I'm not in build mode. I forgot I switched out to do I switched out to use tool mod. Totally forgot about it. I'm gonna stretch that out just a little bit there, like it's just hanging off the edge of the building. They're really trying to get people's attention with it. We're gonna put this guy down here with her, and then we might put some additional advertising here, maybe back here in the back. Now we're getting into this idea of could use some neon maybe around the outline of the night market area, right? Or at least maybe around this front part. Let's go ahead and grab some sort of neon lighting here. The old go-to for this, for neon lighting, is it's been in the base game forever. It definitely gives a proper effect. The only thing I don't like is I typically want to change the color of it. And then you have to go through and change every single one, right? Every single one individually. So we're going to go ahead, though, and we are going to put that up as a sort of garish, you know, grab your attention, neon lighting here. Might have to move that up a little bit. I'm not real sure what color. I think we might do green. The hotel itself uses green as a little bit of an accent color. You know, when it's not busy using concrete. Since it's basically a concrete structure here, we'll do like that, and then let's bring that up a little bit, and we'll bring her up a little bit. And then we can come around here, and we'll throw in some more neon on this side. I don't want to do too much because at the end of the day, I don't really want to, I mean, along here, I don't want to do too much. I don't want it to be really a part of the hotel. I want it to be indicative that this is part of the market, you know, part of the market, not part of the hotel. Come on, don't do this to me. Come on, you can turn. There you go. Please stay in place. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, there we go. That got it. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Do a little wrap around the corner. Should be a whole lot easier because there is a wall there. And we'll bring this into place. And then let's go ahead and change all this to a color. I don't know what. Some sort of color. Let's take a look here. We'll go into, again, live mode here and set color and intensity this light. We could do blue. We could do gold. Got a nice gold in there. Got yellow. We do have green. Blue, purples, something like that. I'm going to go with a blue. We're going to try blue here and see what it looks like once it's in place. We can always add more neon underneath here to highlight certain areas. You can see this does become a little tedious. Go through here and do every single one of these lights. And there's a lot of neon in on the other street over there. So there was a lot of this going back and forth, changing these colors. And you know, they're not super intense. I've got the intensity turned all the way up. I would really love for these to be super intense. I would love to have like a really, really bold and bright neon light. Something straight out of like the 1940s, right? Something straight out of the 1940s. Let's see here. We're coming to the end at least. The light, the proverbial light, is at the end of the tunnel. Now the color against the wall there does look very blue. It does look very good. I do like it. Let's turn this one on. And it does give us a nice kind of, neon look there, right? Kind of this entrance to this little market under this hotel. What I want to do is if we have it, again, is it in a different pack than these two packs? Yeah, probably it is. But I want to I'd like to try to put like a grill here to make it look like someone really kind of just set up a sidewalk sort of food space instead of something more fancy, right? Like one of these stalls, right? Fancy guys with your wooden walls around your stall. Let me tell you something. Real restaurateurs are going to just grill out here on the street. We have this. I love this. Let me just say that real quick. This is what I would love to use is this piece from Horse Ranch, right? I mean, it looks like a street piece. It looks like it belongs out on the road. But it's not from base game, but from base game we do have this, and this is also pretty good. We could do two of these together. Let's try that. We'll put two of these here together. I mean, either like that looks pretty good, or just side by side. And then I want to do a sort of bar type area in front of it. Let me take a look at our grid here and see. To do that, I'm really going to have to move them back like this. A little bit further off the sidewalk. Still, I do kind of like that. It's going to be a little crowded, but I think it's got that feel of a street market. So let's go through here. Let's grab a wall or a fence, maybe. Let's see what kind of fencing we have. If we sort out base game and city living here. We've got this sort of stuff, of course. Not really. That's not what I'm looking for. How about... I don't know. I mean, I need something kind of weak looking and kind of like it could be kicked over or knocked over without too much effort, without too much trouble. And it needs to look a little kind of homemade, So I am thinking, let's try this. Let's go ahead and we'll grab a pony wall here, kind of a low pony wall. Bring it in like maybe like that. It's a little bit too high. Something kind of like that. That's a little bit better. We could even maybe go down one more like so. And let's separate these. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, wait a minute. If they'll actually work like that, because I would like for these things to actually work, that is actually pretty good. I would say that's a lot of where I'm headed. It looks like the grill's sticking out a little bit. You're going to walk right up to the grill to order your food. And we could maybe slide in some kind of bar or something right here to place food on. We could even move this here. Might be, well, maybe not. We can't. It's too crowded. But we could put a bar here. Maybe we could put a bar or a table here to put the food on. And then what we'll do to make this look kind of roughed up, this little pony wall here, is we're going to grab, if we have it, is it part of those two kits? I think so, right here. This sort of starboard, sort of clapboard type stuff here. We'll do like that. Handled both sides. Now it looks a little dangerous, of course, with the fact that it's made out of wood, but that's good. That's kind of what we're going for. We want it to look like, this is homemade. This is like where they're not checking your permits every day type of place, The fire marshal's not stopping by to make sure your fire extinguisher is charged up. So let's see what we have for this. We got something like that. Maybe something like that. Maybe that. That's not bad. That's kind of giving me the look. We want to go ahead and put in some sort of table there. We could use one of the tables like this thing. Again, kind of like that. I'd like to have something that looks a little bit kind of built into the structure, right? Let's see if we can change the color of that. Something a little bit darker, a little bit grayer. Yeah, that's not too bad. We're going to need some lighting thrown in along here. It is pretty dark. I mean, I think, as you can tell, as we're working on this, it is pretty dark here. So let's filter down by City Living and Base Game again. And, you know, I guess we could use the toddler pack, too. There's probably not a lot that we're going to want to use from the toddler pack. But, hey, we're using the one thing from the pack. Of course, the thing is about using that one thing from the pack, then if someone doesn't have the pack and they download this, missing that one thing off of those telephone poles, you know, off the telephone lines, is not really that big a deal. They're not really going to miss it much. So, I don't know. I got to think about that. So, I haven't used too much from that pack yet. I kind of waffle back and forth in my head on it. We've got that. We've got this type of thing. We've got that. Can I make it smaller? Yeah, let's make it smaller. I think this is as small as it's going to go. It is as small as it's going to go. We're going to need to change the coloring of it, of course. Maybe something like that. And I mean, all in all, that looks pretty good. I hope it works. I know I want to put in some lighting here and maybe an awning. I think that's kind of what I'm thinking. This one in my head is some kind of awning. But given that we only have these two packs, I don't know if any of this stuff here is going to work. I mean, something like this kind of works, but it's not really what I'm looking for. But, you know, we could do something, sure, where we lift it up, you know, like so, right? And we grab this side, one over here. So you get a little bit of that idea of sort of a cover on it. But I'd like to see something a little bit more different, a little bit more different. We could look at something like this. That's a little too nice. And then we've got this. And that's also just a little bit too nice. I feel like it isn't carrying it off that homemade look that well. That look that it is something that someone just built and stuck here on the front of this little space. So for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave these here. I'm going to leave these here for now. Even though it's not really the look I'm going for, in a little bit, I think I'll go through debug, see if there is something in the base game City Living debug that could be adapted here. For now, let's grab some sort of light fixture that we can use to really brighten this place up. I do want something that's going to grab people's attention. And actually, as I'm speaking, this kind of pops into my head, right? This old piece here from City Living. Let's see here. We can even make it like that, all right? So we can make it like super tall, super bright, really grabs your attention, has a real neon kind of feel to it. I don't know if this black stuff around it makes it look too weird or not. I kind of feel like it doesn't make it look too weird. We could also do it in blue, purple. Let's do blue. I feel like it doesn't really make it look too weird, you know, and it does have that effect of pow, you know, like they really want to get your attention as you walk up here, get you to order this food. Let's see real quick if this will even work. I'm going to try this real quick. I'm going to have Gloria here. She loves to grill. Of course she does. Let's have her come over here and grill up some, man, there's a bunch of stuff we can grill. Some asado. Let's grill up some asado there. She can't do it, can she? Can you not do it? No, wait a minute. You're just taking a selfie? No, she says you can't do it. Okay, come back over here. Let's see what we have to do to make this work, because I want it to work. I do want it to work. I want it to be pretty realistic. So what can we do to make this work? Now, this one really might not work because of being so close to the light fixture. But if we just have one that's functional, that is okay. My thought is it should work. Let me try this again. I mean, I get why it wouldn't work with that light fixture there. Let me see how big it is. The light fixture footprint is pretty big. It will interfere with this, I think, but not with that. So let's try pulling this out. Whoops. If we pull it out like that, I do think it will work. But then we're not going to really have exactly kind of what I was going for, you know? Now we could maybe put this sort of thing there. Okay, so it has more of a built-in look like that. And that's not too bad. It does look, you know, really worn out. Really like it's been around for a long time. Let's see if we put this a little bit closer. Okay, now it might not work with the tables there either. We're going to see. Let's test this out and see if it will work. Oh, it does work. Okay, so she doesn't mind cooking there, it looks like. She at least walked up to it. There you go. Lay out some meat. Let's get some grilling done. So this doesn't look too bad to me. We are going to go through debug, see if we can find something to go up here that maybe we can swap this out with. But all in all, this looks pretty good. I think we got a good enough look to it. I guess we don't really need to worry about putting a chair or anything over here per se. Well, that works. She cooked that stuff right up. So let's move that up a little bit. That can stay right there. And I guess we could put some stuff out here, some clutter or something. I don't know. We'll go through maybe and drop some clutter on it. Let's see real quick and see if this one will work. We're going to have a lot of grilled stuff laying around, you guys. Let's grill some fruit this time for the vegans in the crowd. Plus, I like grilled fruit. I do. She can't reach that one. So one thing we can do is we can either try moving this over like so, and moving that over like so. And will they work that way? I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so that one works where I moved it. Okay, very cool. I do think this one should also, what's something else we could cook? Chicken maybe this time, or is there like a fish one? Let's hit all the bases, right? I don't see fish. That's not fish, is it? No, that's corn on the cob. That is, that's not it. So yeah, I don't see fish. Let's do chicken chimney skewers there, right? So she's going to try this one, and I think it's going to work. It does work. So we're good to go with that. That is working as far as our kind of like street side sort of thing here. Now, I would like to put some more neon here, maybe like signage for this place, something that will light up during the evening. I'm going to go ahead and take us back into the night. I don't really know what I want to use there. Like right along here. It'd be kind of cool. Maybe we could use one of these turned around against the wall. We could also use just something like this, you know. So you got kind of this list, you know, of stuff they've got to eat right here, you know. I'll put it like that. What kind of Wonder what kind of lighting we could put there. Maybe something like this could go on the table. Don't know. Don't know about that. Don't know if I like it. Let's see what else we have. Some candles. We've got something like this, which is not too bad. It's really, really big. But we could make it smaller. Maybe we could kind of lift it up here, you know, like it's stuck on the wall or something. Maybe. And then in order to give it a true appearance of being on the wall, I'm going to try to, like, you know, hook something up there, kind of a, something like this, but maybe not that fancy. I don't think we have anything else, though. I mean, we can use this. Again, that's kind of fancy. Kind of not really what I'm looking for, but, you know, we could hook it, you know, kind of like this, right? So we give that impression that's kind of hanging there. It's not too bad. Now, let's go through debug and see, is there anything that we can swap this out with that's going to give us more of an impression of an awning, something like that. I also could put this, I think I'm going to put this down here at the end of the street, another big, you know, kind of advertising down there, advertising board. Got this box of junk. I'm going to put it somewhere. Back here. Let's put it back here because we're going to have a kind of the you know, the people that can't afford the stalls up front, right? They're back here. So that's like a, you know, it's the box of junk stalls are back here. Let's see here. Let's go into debug. Okay, so what do we have? We have something like that. Did I need another one of those? I did. I need another one kinda like those. I'm going to do one with a light fixture on it though. So let's keep our eyes open for that as we scroll through here. Got some trees, got some greenery. I don't know if I've seen this before. Oh, that's kind of cool. I could maybe use it at the end there, like the street's blocked off. And maybe. We'll think about it. There's actually a better thing I like to use. I used on the other street. The other street scene, though, was like every pack. And that particular item is a concrete sort of barrier that came with Eco Living. So I would rather use that down there. But we'll see. We'll see if I break down and use more packs or not. I'm going to grab a couple of these, at least one or two of these sort of potted, these pots to put plants in or trees or something coming up. In fact, I might grab about 4 of these. How big is this wall? Well, you know, we could put it back here as though it runs, you know, along the edge. Like that. But I don't think so. Let's not worry about that. So far, not seeing anything just yet. Now we've got these sort of awnings, of course. I think that looks too new and too nice. I did think about that, and there's actually an awning kind of like that just in the regular menu, but too new, too nice. We could use this. Let's pull out this little card here to put somewhere along the way. Now we've got chunks, you know. This is something I was kind of thinking about. We do have these sort of just pieces, right? And if we shrink them down, I was kind of thinking along those lines. If we shrunk it down, it'd have to be pretty far, but I could use a tool mod to make it smaller. And then, you know, we could lift it up kind of like this to represent a sort of canopy, you know, out over even the street here. And that's not actually too bad. It looks a little weird with the stairs, right? It looks a little weird with the stairs hanging off of it, but maybe if we had a different one, maybe if we had something like this or that, we made it much smaller. Again, I probably need to use the tool mod to adjust its size because it's going to give us a little bit of trouble. But, you know, that is something closer. I wish it wasn't brick. I wish it was wood, but it's something closer. Let's take it off for now. That's actually pretty close, except for those damn stairs sticking out. I don't know if I could hide the stairs. I could almost hide some of them there, right? So I could almost hide some of the stairs in that column. Boy. And I guess if I did a column, I don't really want to do a column on the other side, though. Like another column, you know? I don't want to do another column over that close. I am going to keep that piece out, though. That is, I mean, it's pretty close to kind of the look I am looking for. Even with that kind of brick on it, it definitely has that sort of idea of a throwaway type of piece. And if we got another one, and we did take it all the way across, we're getting a lot of stutter there, of course, from the move objects on. But we can fix that here in a moment. Let's go here and see if we can fix it using the tool mod a little bit. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller. We're going to scale it down 1/100th of a percent. Oh, whoops. 1/100th of a percent. I forgot I made it really small. I made it really small. So it's going to be, let me see here. It's going to be 0.24999, I think. Still is going to show us a little bit of stutter. It's better. It's a little bit better. Let's see if we can make it a lot better. 0.24995. We're still getting a bit of it there, but again, you can see it's gotten better. So let's make this side a little bit larger. 0.25999. Let's try that. There we go. I think that has, I mean, it does look a little bit too big though. Let's change that a little bit. Let's make it 0.25. 5, 5, 5. That's a little bit better, and I do think it will work. I think it's kind of like, okay, yes, will it work? Yeah. Is it perfect? No. No, it's not perfect, but I do think it'll work, and I do intend to keep it there unless we come up with something different. And let's see, I want to put one of those there real quick, kind of balance that out. Let's move this up like so. So for the moment, we're going to keep it there, and then we'll just look and see what else we can find. Mm-hmm. Oh, let me filter items real quick here. So far, we're kind of going through our usual stuff here. We got our usual kind of base game debug items going on. We do have this sort of stuff. I wonder if I put it over here by the ingredients area, if it'll disappear when I reload the game, right? So I'm almost positive that won't. You know, sometimes if you put mixing bowls and stuff out, then they will disappear when you reload the game. And I'm not sure with this stuff if we're going to run into that problem or not. We shall see. What's this thing? That is... What is that? I don't know what that is. It's kind of cool. It does look kind of cool, right? It's got kind of a cool, kind of a cool shape and vibe to it. I'm going to go ahead and set it back there just in case. Just in case something strikes me that it has a use, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's grab a couple of these little stools and stick out here because we can put them all sorts of places here in an open air market. I'm afraid they're going to put that away, that pan there, but I'm going to grab it because it looks really cool. I know these jars they'll put away. I've tried those already, and they'll when you upload the lot and then download it, they'll all have disappeared. I don't know with those that pan there if they will or not. We'll see. Okay, we've got a few decorative, landscaping items, fishing, sword fighting, just in case. And what else? Anything else here so far? Can grab a couple of vents here, maybe put... It's weird. Is that a debug? That is a debug item. Let's not use that because I think that's available just in the standard items, and that was kind of doing a little wonky thing there. There's some awnings. We just passed that other awning. We've got something like, this thing here. Kind of a manhole cover looking thing. Is that what that is, a manhole cover? What's it called? Doesn't say what it's called. I would like to use it as a manhole cover for this area. Maybe put one at each end here. And, oh, here's some graffiti. Now we could definitely use this. In fact, I'm going to put some of it here on this back wall. Maybe this back wall. I don't want it to be too obvious because, obviously you're not supposed to be here doing graffiti. But, someone got in here and did it, right? So put that there. Ooh, that didn't work. Okay. Does it? It does work. I must have had it too close to the wall. There we go. That works. Perfect. And we could use another piece of that, like this or something back here, but I don't know. That's like so big again that it's kind of... And I swear that this is somewhere in the regular menu, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to go ahead and use it. We'll go ahead and put it there. If I change my mind later, we can always take it out. We might go ahead and put a camera in here. Let's put a couple of cameras. Again, I do think that we have these in the regular debug menu, because this one doesn't, the regular menu, because this one doesn't seem to be working properly, but just in case, I'm going to grab one for back here for security, and then we're also going to grab one here for the front door of our hotel, or now our apartment complex now, like that. We have a truck here, which is kind of cool. I guess we could put the truck, maybe like it's delivering supplies, of course. Let's turn that around like that for now. I could also put it over here, because this is supposed to be a road. So as long as it doesn't interfere with our street lights, and the graffiti there. Maybe we'll see. We'll see on that one. Not sure. I still haven't seen that telephone pole yet through all this again. I wonder how well this would do as an electrical wire running from post to post instead of this. I might test that out. Because then it would be, we would go back to just having those two packs, base game, the new pack, and then city living. Beyond that, let's see here. I still don't see our telephone pole. It must be here somewhere. I might try to work this in here with, it's kind of signage maybe for this new apartment development. Looks a little wonky when you shrink it down. I don't think we have this in the regular menu. So we're going to go with it. We're going to go with it just like we see right there. For now, we'll leave it alone. And I don't know what I've done with the telephone pole. It's got to be in here somewhere. We could use this. Again, since I don't have the concrete barrier, let's put this down here at the end of the street to kind of indicate it is closed. What other colors does it come in? Kind of a gray, kind of a black. Let's go with gray instead of white. Make it big. Put it here at the end of the street. And we're looking. We are looking. We must be getting close. I haven't seen anything else for an awning, though, that's for sure. Aha! Is that our... No, that's not it. It looked like it for a second. That's not it, though. That's not our telephone pole. There's one. There's one. There it is. That's it. That's what we're looking for right there. So we're going to need this right over here, because we are going to need another one of those. Placed right about here. Put that there. So far, I just feel like as far as awnings go with what we have to work with, this is going to be the best we have. Even in debug, nothing else is popping up here. That could be kind of cool. I don't think it will save and download that piece, though. Nothing. So far, it's not really anything we're going to use here in this stuff. Maybe a toilet plunger. Let's grab one of those. And that always comes in handy, right? I do have public restrooms inside the hotel there, so I could put that maybe in one of the restrooms. This debug menu is really large. I mean, considering this is only 2 packs, well, no, it's 1 pack and it's base game. And it's really large. There's a lot of stuff here. Okay, so we have this. That's kind of an awning. Oh, but it's that one. If it was a little bit dirty looking, it probably would work. You know, if it was a little gray maybe instead of pure white, I think it would work. I'm kind of torn with that option. Ooh, I'm especially torn because I think if I place it, it's there forever. So I better make sure I like it because I'm not being able to reach it to get rid of it if I don't like it. Can't even see it from this direction. So we better not risk it. I don't want to be stuck with that forever. And then we're right back to this sort of stuff. Now, let's see here. Is that better than that? Not really. So let's not look at it. Concrete. That does look a little bit like a roof, but I think I prefer, you know, this wood. This would look like it's been built. And nothing else. It's getting... I didn't know there was so much stuff in this. When I started to look through here, I didn't think I was going to get caught up in so much with just these 2 packs. I guess I could end it. This works well enough. And if through some miracle I were to come across, you know, something else in the future, I could always swap it out. I could take something like this and flip it on its side, you know, like with the tool mod, lift it into place, and use that as an awning. Maybe. And we could even do it all the way across, kind of like we've done here. I'm going to store this back here behind the building. I don't think I'm going to do that, but it is a definite option. And after thinking about it, I might decide, yeah, it'll be pretty cool. That little one is even more so an option because it could be over just this portion, just our sort of outdoor grill counter here. Let's move these over here. Let's move our junk up here. Spices over there. What is that? Oh, it's cat. It's a little cat running through there, so we'll leave him be. I'm going to leave that little bucket there and hope that it stays there. We're going to hope so. Not super sure about this kind of signage, you know. On one hand, kind of like it, but it doesn't have a lot of purpose. Especially since we've already got, you know, that up there. Maybe we could use it in the lobby. I'm not real sure about that. On one hand, I do like it, and it's the sort of thing you see in cities a lot, you know, those sort of maps. On the other hand, it's also like really new and really clean. So it has a weird sort of out of place feeling to me. I do kind of like that look there though. And that, like it's showing you a map of the streets nearby. So let's leave it for now. And the other thing I need to check now that I have this in place is can Sims walk underneath it? Let's bring her here. Can you go under there? Yeah, okay. They can walk under it all right. So we're good with that. You know, I don't know about that. I mean, Let's move it over here for now. Let's move it over here by the fence. I did like it at first, and I do think it's kind of cool looking, but now that I'm back over here, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to mess with that or not. Let's see if we can find a couple of tables to stick back here. Maybe some dining room tables. Maybe even some kitchen bars, you know, bar from a kitchen or something. This. Oh, no, well, that's another pack. That's exactly what I want to see back here is something like that, you know. Something real homemade, but again, I guess we could throw the werewolf back in too, right? I do think that that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's for sure. I mean, otherwise it's going to be something like that, you know, which is close, but not really. Again, it's pretty new looking. It doesn't really look very roughed up. Now we could do something like that. Maybe. Or this, you know. Something like that. Will that go on top of there? No. I wonder if we... Nah. That's not too bad. Let's leave that there for now. And then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm going to go ahead and use it. I am. That's exactly what I'm looking for back here. And Werewolves does have a lot of really roughed up looking stuff. So let's put this little stool back here for someone to sit on. Maybe some kid with their dad, man in the junk, you know, junk box there. And then if we did do that, we could use also just use Horse Ranch and everything, because there are some small pieces from Debug and Horse Ranch I'd really like to use as well. Make that a little bit smaller so it fits in there a little bit better. And then we need just a shitload of stuff to put out here. Just a bunch of just junk, right? Wait, what was that? Like that. Like half dead looking little plant. That's fine. You know, that poor little plant looks half dead. Put that on there. What else can we use? Something like this, right? It's a little box of stuff. Like that. That can actually stay just the way it is. Maybe some of these, again, they look, you know, just kind of half worn out, like they've seen better days. But you've got this guy back here selling it anyway, right? So we'll grab those sort of things. I don't know that we need a lot of plants, but a few back there work. And that's not going to be it. Something like this. This is good. I'm going to put this here. Again, that's the sort of thing I think you see sometimes with junk, right? Junk shops, junk dealers. Like, yeah, it's broken. It's broken, but you know, if you take it like this and you just turn it like that and you put it up against a curtain, then look how pretty that is, right? $1. $1, come on, $1. And if you get some glue, most of the pieces are here. Take grandma's ashes out of it, okay? They survived the fall, but you can dump those out. Dump them someplace nice. Dump them like a park or something. She used to love the park, so dump grandma's ashes in the park. $1. $1, you've got a beautiful new vase, and you're good to go. So we're going to put that there. That's awesome. And then maybe the nicer version we're going to put up front here. So like that guy back there's got the tore up one. This guy here, he's got the real one. He's got the one that's nice and looks good. Let's see if we can. We'll put it right here. All right, kind of like that. And I guess we could go ahead. One thing that fits really well in those pots is some of this bamboo, this stuff here. So let's grab some bamboo and put in there. You know, like so. Go back here to our junk pile again. I'm feeling a lot better right at this moment that I've just decided to go ahead and use anything because I do want this to have a specific look. I want it to look like it is a street scene. And so that's where it's just going to have to go. That's where it's headed. Got something like this. That's kind of cute. You know, that's also kind of cute. Put it back over here against the wall. Got this kind of crazy looking, you know, you know that shop where that guy bought Gizmo and Gremlins? That's what I'm channeling here. That's what I want to see here. That sort of stuff, you know. We're going to grab some of these buckets of stuff though and put it down here by the food stall for use later. We got, what is this? Another kind of toy thing like that. Let's put it back here as well. Whoops. I'm going to put it right there. It's kind of floating. Let's see if I can get it to come down. Why is it floating so much? Is it because of that? It must be. Because we have that raised sort of platform there. We're still going to try to tuck him in back here with some of these other toys. The island of misfit toys, or that was from like a kid's cartoon, like for Christmas. I got Christmas on the brain. It's almost Christmas. It was like this kid's cartoon. He had like this island of misfit toys, and like all the toys that were kind of came off the factory line. And like maybe the doll had 8 eye. I don't remember. The doll was missing an eye, maybe, or something like that. All of them seemed relatively minor. You know, I thought as far as like problems with the toy, but if it was supposed to be brand new, then maybe you wouldn't have liked it, right? So anyway, they all had to go to that island and live, and they have no children to play with them and all that sort of stuff. So that's where some of them ended up, was right there. I'm going to put this evil looking thing back here in the back. And what else can we use? We got this here. We can put this in. Back over here somewhere. Just kind of anything to dress this up, really. Maybe pull in some wall distressing here in a little bit. That there. This little gnome under there. Stick that up there. Back there in the corner, I do want to put something. I'm not sure what. We have this billboard for animals. Oh, that's cute. I wonder. I was thinking about putting a billboard here on the back wall. I wonder if it'll fit. Yeah, it fits, right? It kind of fits back there. That might be a little bit too much, but maybe not. Maybe if we move this over a bit and we'll put this here. Could take that out completely. Probably. Let's move it over there for now. Bring this here. And hopefully it lights up. I hope it does light up and it'll bring some, gleam back there to that wall. We might also put some neon back here. Who knows? Do something a little quirky to kind of draw some attention back to this place. And I really want to tuck something in here. Something, again, that it's kind of like a little sort of curiosity spot. But I don't know what. Maybe, let me look here. Maybe a bookstore? With stuff like this. And this. And we probably really don't need that if we're going to put a bookstore back here. We could kind of stick this on here. It's kind of a menu, maybe. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to leave that there just to get it out of my way. But let's take a look at... Do we have any more? I was thinking of these two bookshelves when I started to think in terms of like a bookstore back here. So... put that there. Could maybe do something like this on there. I might want to move it down further towards the ground with the tool mod here in a moment. I think everything else is going to look too new. That doesn't look new, but it also doesn't really fit what we're going for here. That almost could. What kind of colors does that come in? It comes in sort of a gray. It's almost there. We got this. That's too nice. We got this sort of cabinet. Oh, that's not too bad for this sort of thing, but or this maybe. We could do something like that. It's coming along okay. I hope people can reach it, or Sims. That's what I mean by people. Maybe this instead of that, though. This one here, this looks a lot older and a lot more kind of worn out. And I think that might do it. And then maybe we could just grab some junk, some boxes and junk, maybe a kind of junk chair to go back here. Maybe a couple of chairs. Maybe something kind of comfortable. Let me look at some living room chairs here real quick, because we could almost have kind of like a library back here, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. That's kind of what's hitting me at the moment. Let's put some place back here where people could sit and read if they wanted to. This is maybe kind of a local street library. Now, we want chairs that, aren't very nice. They're kind of older, but also kind of comfortable at the same time. Like you look at it and think, yeah, you could sit there, right? You could sit there and kind of hang out all day, just kind of collapse in it and read a book. you know, kind of from the take one, leave one type of shelf, right? One of those sort of public libraries where it's like, you know, take a book, read it, leave a book for someone else. Let's see, what do we have here? But none of that's really what I'm looking for. I'm kind of looking for, I mean, maybe this might work, especially in that color, you know. Put it here. It's blocking the electrical box, but that's okay. When the electrical guys come out, they'll just move it out of the way. And then maybe something like this, right? This definitely works. Pull it back over here. Let's see if I can. That's a little bit better. I don't know. It's almost, again, too nice. You know, it almost looks too nice. We have that thing. We have this type of chair. We have a stool. The stool looks good. The stool does work. It's kind of uncomfortable looking, but it does work. I think it works almost better as like the junk shop type of stuff. Let's put it here. And we got this thing, of course. That sort of thing. Again, I don't know about that. Now we have this. This comes in brown. That also, I mean, almost ticks the box. It almost is what I'm looking for, but not exactly. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it just in case. That, I think, is more what I'm looking for. I really do. I didn't necessarily want to do a rocking chair here. A rocking chair seems almost too expected, right? Like, oh, of course, you're going to put a rocking chair there. But it also looks a little worn out and a little kind of tired out and stuff like that. So let's see what kind of options we have here. Oh, gosh, that's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. That is perfect. Check it out. Worn out, tired, on his last legs, poor old chair. Sit on it at your own risk, you guys. Now we're going to need to put some sort of lighting back here. And what I really want to use, and I'm just going to go ahead and use it, is probably one of the Star Wars lights. From Journey to Batuu, has some great overhead lighting, has a really sort of, I don't know, kind of a weird sort of markety sort of vibe. It's like this sort of stuff here, right? So maybe this one would work. It's kind of big, but we can make it smaller. Like that, maybe. Maybe I made it too small. Something like that. Let's turn off all the lights so I can see how much light that's actually going to give us. That's kind of a lot. It's pretty bright back here, so I'm going to go with that. Definitely going to go with that. That looks good. Over here, we're going to kind of throw in maybe a lamp or two, something. Again, kind of quirky. Or maybe this, kind of worn out, right? Put it there. What else could we use? What's that? I do love this new orb lamp. It's got like a junk store vibe to it. Like, you know, it probably cost $100 or something in like a department store back in the 80s. And now people are like, oh, what were we thinking? It's kind of cool. I do kind of like it. I would actually use that. I'm kind of joking. I mean, I know people are going to get rid of it and be like, what were we thinking? But I do think it's kind of cool. I think it's got a real kind of vibe to it. It's kind of vibey, you know, so I do like it. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got here. I'm going to make that a little smaller. Maybe still go ahead and lift it up though, because my thought is, this is my thought. My thought is, this is the sign for this shop, right? So they put it up high so you can see it from way back here when you're getting ready to go in from out on the street. I still could kind of use some signage here for maybe right above this area here. There's actually some neon signs. Let's take a look here at signs real quick. This should pull up a lot of different things. Let's pull up here. This little sign here, signed by all the developers, collectible. Like I said, this guy's got the nicer stuff. He's up front. Back here's the junk store. This is a nicer stuff store. So we're going to put that up front. There should be a neon sign in here. If we could use that for the apartment building, I'm going to use that. If it's not in here, I'm going to look for neon, and maybe it'll pull up that way. Because it's like, it looks like it has fire, like a little fire, right? It's not that, although that might work. You know, like we could do that. I'm afraid though, as soon as it rains, it's going to, I don't think that overhang goes out far enough to keep that from shorting out. I'm going to keep it here though, we might use it. Was it this? No. It's not the open sign, although we're going to get the open sign too. There it is. It's that. So we're going to put that there. And we'll just move this up a little bit. Like that. And then we're going to put this little sign here. Flame broiled, you guys. Right here. Hot and ready. Okay, so that's, it's going pretty well. I think that for our night market, we're getting a pretty good vibe in there. It looks kind of suitably junky, I think for the Bangkok urban area, right? That can be our apartment sign. Ooh, like that. That's kind of cool looking. Let's go with that for now. We need to, I don't know if I'm going to end up using these or not. I might not. Let's move those here. I'm going to need to work on the telephone poles and the telephone wire. Part of what we could do right now, let's turn the sun back on so we can see a little bit better here. We could go with, hello. Yes, the island of Misfit Toys was in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You're right. I don't know how long ago you posted that. Sorry, sometimes I do miss chat, I try not to. I do, but yes, it was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And that was one of my favorite kind of stories as a kid. And it had like the dentist elf, right? Like a dentist elf who worked for Santa, but he didn't really want to be an elf. He wanted to be a dentist, right? I think was what the deal was. And they all ran away somehow from like the North Pole. And then they came to that particular you know, island of misfit toys. Let me see here. Did that line up? It did line up pretty well there. I'm going to pull this over some to line it back up. And Nellie, thank you. I hope it's amazing. It's coming along. I wanted a pretty realistic street scene to kind of complement this building over here as well, which is, let me get over there, kind of supposed to be kind of like a street scene. You know, this one's a lot more finished, so you can see more of kind of what's going on there. This is supposed to be an old hotel that is being converted to apartments, like condos. And then they took the old parking area under here and they turned it into kind of a night market. So let's put that there. Let's go ahead and grab this particular line here. Like so. And then we'll raise this line up. Like that. So we got part of our street lines going into place. What it really does help to get these longer lines into place. It's just, oh my gosh, they are such a hassle sometimes. Let's move that over here. Let's see here. And I can't remember. I feel like I only made these a little bit bigger before. Not like 2 times bigger, but maybe 1.5 using the tool mod. Let's see what 1.25 looks like. See if it seems familiar. Maybe. I do think it took 2 of them between these telephone poles across the street on that other build. So let's go here to scale. Let's scale this back to 1.25 and let's see. Yeah, I think that's probably where we're headed. So it doesn't look quite so thick. We want it to look like a telephone electrical line, but not super big and super thick. I've been trying to put a lot of these lines in place because they're seriously everywhere in Bangkok. And not only Bangkok, I keep saying Bangkok because I did a lot of research, you know, with Bangkok with an urban area, but really they were everywhere in Thailand. Seriously. I mean, most everything was, they just string the wires, you know? It's like, oh, look, here's some cable. Let's just run it with the rest of these wires down the street. Masses and masses of them, which makes sense. I mean, it's an older city and it's a very crowded and congested city. So you've got to kind of work stuff in where you can work it in. And that's part of what I really love about it, because I do love cities and I love urban areas. And part of it is that sort of natural development. You know, it has a very natural, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, it'll come to me, but it's got a very natural evolution through time. Like you can look at the city and you can see where it was and every step along the way it took to get to where it is now, right? So that's kind of what I really, really was, you know, I just love about Southeast Asia and I love about Bangkok. You'll see that a lot in Europe too. I think sometimes, you know, you're going to see that sort of evolution through time where, again, you know, they can't just, unlike here in America where everything starts off new, practically, there wasn't that option. You know, they had to kind of work with what was there or what is there. I am going to try placing this now. Maybe I should move it a little bit further in. I want it to intersect right about there, I think. Tell you what, let's go ahead and just put it down here on this particular piece, like so. And then we'll go here, and we'll use the tool mod again to scale this up a little bit in size. And then rotate it. At negative 90 degrees. Like so. And then let's try lifting it into place and see where it lands. Are we going to get lucky? I don't know. Will it land like right where it needs to be? Don't know. But we're going to try it. We'll put in a 6 here. Take it up 6 spots. Ooh, that was way too far. Let's bring it down by 3, I guess. Okay, that's a little bit closer. This is what I went through before too. It's like back and forth. Oh, that's too high. That's too low. That's too high. That's too low. Let's see here. Let's negative 0.4. See where that puts us. That's very close. That is very, very close. Let's get in here and take a look at it. Okay, so maybe up a little bit further. And then I would say I'm going to try. I don't know if this will work. I'm going to try going into build mode and just grabbing it and eyeballing it into place, but I'm afraid it's going to, I was afraid it was going to fall to the ground, but I think it is holding. So let's put it here. Actually, let's bring it down to intersect with our post. And then let's bring this here. How is that looking? It's looking okay. It's not awful. And I think it will do. Get it lined up a little bit better. Okay, so there is another telephone line in place. Mind you, I'd like to do like a couple of lines down the way, so that is really tedious and boring. I probably will do that offline, but that is how I do it. It just takes forever and a lot of patience, and yes, it makes you want to drink, believe me. Let's drop back down here and take a look again at our market. I was working on the library here and on lighting. I think it's coming along. I don't know. Could it use more junk? Yeah, maybe. Let's put some more stuff on this table here. I mean, the thing is, when you look at some of the pictures of Bangkok, it literally is overloaded with stuff everywhere, all over the place. Like, I need to put some stuff here on the sidewalk where it looks like it is just kind of overflowed, overflowed from this kind of stall area onto the sidewalk. So let's grab some crates here. Oh, these are good. These are good. This is some more of that Star Wars stuff. We're going to put it up here. Kind of twist it around a little bit. See what else we have to work with. I think that'll kind of work. We'll pull this forward some more. And one thing I saw, and I think I'm going to go ahead and stick it in here real quick, is there wasn't really a lot of garbage per se, but every so often you would see these sort of stacks of garbage bags, like maybe waiting for the truck or something like that, right? Move that like there. So I think I'm going to look and grab a couple of garbage bags. Hopefully they won't get cleaned up or just disappear or something. Whoops, let's make it smaller. And in fact, what did I just grab? Not that, this one. We'll pull this in here. Oh, that doesn't really work because of the smaller one there. Okay, let's take that out. How about this? Going to give it kind of a piled on look, right? Where stuff just gets stuck there over and over and over through the time, right? Over and over and over. Let's look for a garbage bag real quick. Okay, so we have all these different bags of garbage. We do have trash pile, compost pile, pile of salvage trash. I'm not sure any of these are actually going to hold together as an actual bag, right? I don't think so. But one thing I see right off the bat that I do think I'll use is, let's go ahead and pile of discarded food. Let's throw like maybe some food waste out here behind this one kind of restaurant. Since it's kind of, not on the main street, it's kind of a little alleyway back here. Throw that garbage on it. Pull that in a little bit closer. Now, the only thing we could do is we could go ahead and put in, for garbage, we could put in a dumpster somewhere. We could just try to find some place to put a garbage. I do like this garbage can, even though it's brand new, right? I mean, it looks really new. It does look like the sort of thing the city would come around, and be like, we're going to help upmarket the neighborhood. We brought these new garbage cans, you guys. Check it out. And it's for recycling, too. So I'm going to go ahead and put it there because it does look like a sort of city type of thing. I will put that nice blue. I'm going to take the toilet plunger here and put it in our bathroom. Public restroom here in the lobby of the hotel. I keep calling it a hotel. The idea is it used to be a hotel and that now it is being converted to apartments. I wonder too on one of these if I make it a little bit smaller maybe. Don't know. We'll leave that alone for now. My thought is to maybe make it a little bit smaller, but maybe not. Now we do have this truck here making a delivery. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with those planters. Move those down here. I might not do anything with the planters. I don't want to get too much greenery here because, again, we are in the center city. But I do want some greenery here, so a little bit of the back and forth on that. I wonder, too, if maybe I should have put the telephone poles here a little bit closer to the sidewalk. Kind of more like that. Yeah, I think that's what I should have done. And that's what I'm going to do now before I get too much further along with them, is just go ahead and move them closer to the sidewalk. I don't believe we're actually going to use that. We'll take that out. And then one thing I guess we'll go ahead and use now that things are getting there is, let's look at everything, and I'm going to pull up Journey to Batu again. Right there. And there's a particular panel. I might have to go through the debug menu to find it. That might be a really cool stall to use in our market. I probably have to go through the debug panel to find it. This will do. This would do for now. What I want to do is put something here to act as an electrical panel, right? And then we do have to go into debug anyway, so maybe I should go ahead and just pull up debug here, because I want to go to Horse Ranch. And pull up. There's like a fence in here that has a little bit of a bend in it. And it works really well to act as electrical lines kind of coming down off that post to the building. There they are. So see, we've got something like this. And we can bring it up here, maybe to make it look like it's kind of intersecting the posts. I might try to look for a transformer or something to hook onto that post. It's kind of what I was thinking with Journey to Batu. And then we can either use this or kind of there's a sort of transformer looking device. Let's just pull up Journey to Batu here real quick. I'm going to keep one of those out for our junk area. Aha, here we go. So we've got this sort of thing, right? Right there, and we've got this sort of thing. It's a little bit smaller. So I'm going to pull a couple of these out too for our junk area down there, because they're perfect, you guys. I'm telling you, I know a lot of people didn't like Star Wars. That's cool. But the build items, if you like to build, and you want to build something that doesn't look like brand new and gentrified, totally go with that pack, because there's a lot in it that works. So we're going to kind of put this here on the wall, kind of give that impression that we've got these power cords coming down. I wouldn't even mind moving that out a little bit further so the cords are out from the building. I guess they do look like they're out though once you get over there. Okay, maybe it's all right. And then we're going to put this up here as a sort of transformer, right? So we're going to kind of, again, eyeball this using the Alt button to kind of hook on there, as though someone's kind of come along and kind of jury-rigged up a little transformer thing to run some extra power over to this building. We could make it a little bigger. That's kind of a lot bigger, but we can make it bigger. My thought is that's too big, but the other size is too small. So we'll go in, of course, with Tool Mod and shrink it down. Or not really shrink it down from that. In game, when you make something larger, it doubles the size. With Tool Mod, we can make it more like 1.25 its size instead of double. So it gets a little bit bigger, but not super bigger. We could even go, I think, with that 1.5. Like so. There. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And then we'll go back in here, grab a hold of the thing in build mode, ease it into place, lift it up here, kind of like so. And there we go. So now we've got like this new kind of electrical panel box leading electricity over here to this area. We could take that off. We don't necessarily have to have that there. It looks okay. It's kind of an interesting little thing to stick on, but it's definitely not needed. It's definitely not necessary. I just grabbed it because it was the first thing I saw. But then again, it does have it has the appearance of an old, water heater in a lot of ways. Heat on demand type water heater. So let's pull that out a little bit. Maybe if we change the color of it, kind of blend it into that more. I think it can stay for now. I'm going to leave it there for now. Let's see here. So we got all these. I don't know if we can use all of these shelves in our night market, but definitely like we could put one down here. Put another one maybe over here. Put one down here. Ideally, I would like for Sims to be able to get back here to set like in that chair. I don't know if we're going to make it with this particular booth here because there's a lot of stuff here. Now, in real life, someone could just squeeze past it, and kind of get back there. I don't know with the Sims if they're going to make it or not. Gonna stack those up. Move that out. That's a little bit big, but I do want it there. Maybe if we pulled this forward, kind of like that. One thing I wanted to do too with the tool mod was to lower that particular shelf there. So tool, elevate. We're going to bring it down. I think one will do it. Yeah, see, now it looks more like it's at a level they can reach it to grab some books. In reality, they'll probably mostly use this shelf here or this shelf because those are the ones that are the most easily reached. And then you could sit here, kind of hang out. Back over here with this guy, we've got this particular shelf here. And I think we'll move it just all the way across like that. Since those shelves are just decorative that we just pulled from Journey to Batu, that's kind of nice because we don't have to worry about if they can reach them or not, right? This is just background. This is just to give a look. So if a sim can't reach it, well, who cares, right? I mean, who cares because they don't need to reach it. So it gives us a little more decorating freedom there, not to have to worry about that. I'm looking for, oh, that's kind of cool. Let's grab one of those. I do like those. I'm going to grab one of these little eerie looking guys here. We'll hang up here on the wall. And this. So I'm actually looking for broom. We'll stick a broom back there, right, for cleanup. And the other thing I think I'll put here in the library, again, just to give it kind of a little bit of a homey feel. This is supposed to be a little bit maybe more mystical, a little bit more kind of time out of places back here, this idea that it's not quite real back here. It's just a nice little rug back here, Maybe there's a bigger one, this one here, I think. Might be too big. but we make it a little bit smaller. Now it's kind of not wanting to do it. Maybe we'll have to use this one. It's fine. This one's fine though. We do this. I like this one. It's werewolf rug. Let's see if we got a brightly colored version of it. Something like that. Maybe a little less bright though, because it is kind of stomped on back here a lot with dirty feet, right? So dirty shoes, something like that. So a little bit kind of mystical, a little kind of fun. I'm going to see if we have some sort of candlestick or candle or something to put back here. That'll be nice to use. We do have that. We have this. This always looks good. Put that up there. And maybe something else. On top of that, right? Sort of putting everything's a table. Find a table where you need it type of stuff. Those there. And then let's go ahead and we'll bring that down just a little bit. Hopefully that works. Works okay. And it's kind of getting there. I mean, I think our night market is starting to come along pretty well. There's room to add more stuff, right? There's definitely room to add more junk here. Let's see if... What is this box called? Box O Junk. Whoops. We can put a whole bunch more clutter around here. And I pretty much intend to, as we come across things, to stick in there. I really would like to see, some of this, some just kind of distressing, right? Kind of put it here on the wall here in the back. It takes so long to distress stuff like this, though. I hate to even get started, because once you get started, it's hard to stop, because then stuff around it that's not distressed like that looks too clean, right? It looks too nice. So you're kind of stuck like trying to stick something messy on everything. But for now, I think that's not too bad. That actually looks pretty good. And for now, I'm going to say, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. That's going to be the end of this stream for now. I'm going to, off stream at some point, I'm going to go through here and put these telephone wires into place. Oh my God, I'm dreading it. I'm dreading it. I actually work tomorrow, which is unusual because it's Thanksgiving week, but I am working tomorrow. And while I'm at work, I might have a little bit of free time. I might go in and do it there, because it's good busy work for me to do when I don't have anything else to do. So I might do it there, and then go ahead and add some more junk to our night market, right? Which I hope looks good enough at night. It's my big hope. Let me do this here. Let's take a look at nighttime. It's not too bad. Pretty bright back there. Pretty, a lot of lights, a lot of things kind of grab your attention, a lot of sensory type stuff going on. So I think it's not too bad. We might put a little lighting out here along the sidewalk just to kind of grab your attention along there too. We'll see how it goes. Well, and I'll put lights here in these particular, the street lights. I will put lights in those as well. Like you can take a sort of light bulb. Let me see here. something like this maybe or something, and you just lift it up into, well, we don't even have to use that. We could do this, like this thing, you know, something. Lift it up into the light fixture, set it in there. Then it lights up the street like a regular street lamp would. But as I was saying, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. Join me next time when we'll do some more work on this. You can also see updates about this on Twitter, Jason Sterling RMC on Twitter. And until next time, like every single time, thanks for watching.